Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned going through life changes and how experiences change you. And I've gone through a pretty traumatic, bad experience, in my life. And you went through the cancer thing. How much, when you get through something like that, because you never know if that's going to take a wrong turn. How does that change you? Do you view life? I mean, do you view life a little bit differently? Because I know for myself, it changed my whole perception of how I look at things and how I look at time and how little time we have here, and it changed the way that I look and approach things, just in life and anything. And did
Well,
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with you, of course. I think it changes your focus, on
hmm
things, things that you get angry about or that you find disturbing or annoying. They're not so annoying and so disturbing anymore because I mean, there are other things in life which are absolutely super more important than those
yeah,
tiny little, you know, things that in life, and I think that you get a whole new perspective on what is important and what not.
correct.
And for me, for example, there have been people. What I have learned during my cancer time is that I don't have to be nice all the time. If there are people where I don't feel the balance is right, fuck on them. I don't need them. They
hmm
can go away. It's my life goes on without them, and I don't really want to waste time and energy anymore to make this going. I mean, every cancer book tells you that you have to focus on yourself, and if something is taking energy from you, let it go. That's what I learned, and I think that is something you can also do without having cancer because
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
yeah. I think but I think the biggest thing, you don't really think about changes like that until something crazy or bad happens to you.
Yeah,
And
of course.
I look back and you think to yourself, and the same thing. I mean, there's people that I just don't associate with anymore. You don't get as I feel more at peace after going through some of the stuff that I've had to deal with. And you just look back at these people like, why did I have these people around in my life? Right. I mean, and you realize you've wasted time and energy either getting mad over small things that you
Yeah.
look back at it, you think, man, why would I get mad over that? Or you just look back and I was thinking about this the other day. I actually was going to post this today, is that I think about people that either could have been part of my life or not. And you look at how they are and you're like, man, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that person anymore. I mean, it opens up a different perspective about how short life is. And I don't know what it is, but I can feel a little bit of that focus on these songs. I mean, I'll be honest with you. This is not I like the second album as far as the songs, the track listing goes, but I like the feel and the vibe and the production on this new one better than the other two. And
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Me
it
too.
just,
I
it's,
agree on that.
and there's songs on it that when I listen to this, some of these tracks were songs that when they came out, I was not as into them. Like Touching a Rainbow, for example, is a good example of a song that, to be honest, I almost forgot existed. And then I was listening to it and I'm like, why did I not like this song back in the day? Like it's interesting to go back on some of these tracks because some of them are, you know, like Contortions of Time you brought up. I love that version of the song quite a bit. But there's songs like I'm looking at the song like Dragons Rising. I'm looking at song we brought up Eye of the World as a single. These were tracks that I didn't really focus as much on, or I wasn't as into back when they came out, but now I'm into them, which is really interesting now. And going back and then I listened to the originals, I just like the new versions of these so much better. And I think there's something to be said about the fact that these songs kind of speak to me now in a different way than they did back then, and the new versions especially.
Yeah, well, I agree, and I think it's a mixture. I mean, you just mentioned Dragons Rising. Dragons Rising had a lot of little corrections in the drum arrangement, which was a little bit, well, it's let's say too progressive, on the original one. And now
Mm-hmm.
I think now with the new drum arrange, the song has a completely different flow. The way the drum was arranged on the original ones, the song was halting and breaking, and it was edgy, and so
Yeah.
it wasn't developing very, very well, in my opinion. And now with this, with the new drum arrange, it has a flow, and the entire song now has a totally different, feel to it. Even though it is the same song and the melodies haven't been changed, but and also the way I sing it also did some changes. And this this is why I'm mentioning this. It's not only one thing. It's not only the way I sing it, or it's not only the new drum arrangement. It's the it's the mix of everything, the new mix, the new production, the little corrections here and there, and the way I sing it, which make this Reforged album, I think, the best of the triple.
Yeah, I would agree. I went back and listened to the other two. The last one I think is pretty close. These are definitely, and it's no shade on the first Reforged album, but I think you just improved so much on these records, and you've brought songs that are kind of the lesser looked at or lesser known tracks that the people refer to by the band, and I think you've brought new life to them. I mean, that's pretty much what my review.
That's right. I mean, they're not really skeletons in the closet, I wouldn't call them like this, but they're definitely not the most famous Iron Savior songs. But since there is no bad Iron Savior song on any album, they're still good songs. They have been, and are definitely worth to be polished up like this.
Hey everybody, Tony here from the Metal Command podcast. Again, I appreciate your support. Since 1998, I have hosted this show in one form or another, starting off in radio and now in the podcast format. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and hear on this show, by all means, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and if you see this program on any other form of social media, please give me a follow there. Again, I always appreciate your support.